Hello everyone, this is Sonali. Today is our day two of interview brainstorming session. So with me we are having a co-host as a Manoj and amazing speakers as a Naresh, Saurabh, Sandeep, Rupa and Pratnya. So welcome all. Let's start now. Yes, Manoj, you can start.
Yeah, sure, Sonali. Can you do the slides? Okay. I will ask first question with Naresh. Okay. Hi, Naresh. The question is like this is e-commerce site we have, and we have a global level of customers, and there is one criteria like our Asia peoples or Asia region people should be served from Singapore, and Europe region people should be served from the Frankfurt. Means how would you configure GeoDNS to achieve this scenario basically?
Okay. Uh, First, we have to understand what GeoDNS is like. Uh, by using GeoDNS, we can map users' location to the nearest server endpoint. Instead of all users hitting a single server, DNS will respond with the IP of the closest server. Uh, for this, first we have to, if we take any example, like as you said, users in Asia should served from Singapore data center, and Europe should be served from Frankfurt data center. Like for that, we have to prepare the infrastructure. Like we have to deploy two application instances for Singapore one and Frankfurt region for one. We have to sync the databases and application content between them to ensure consistency, and we have to uh, choose GeoDNS provider. For example, if we take in AWS, we can check, we have to take Route 53. If we work in Azure, we have to take Traffic Manager, Azure Traffic Manager, like that. And we have to configure the GeoDNS rules. Like if we take Route 53, for example, we have to create the hosted zone, and we have to create the records, A records, CNAME.
Mm.
Uh, CNAME
Yes.
means canonical name. A
Mm.
is used for if we have one IP. When we click the web application in our browser, it will go to IP, and DNS will display the application. CNAME means our application is already having some internal name. We
Mm.
have to create the domain name in Route 53. This name will be hitting that application name. Then we will be able to access the application. This like this we can do in Route 53. After
Mhm.
that, uh, like uh, we have to uh, uh, ensure the routing policy, how the traffic route uh, to which location.
Mm.
uh, a user from India visits some application like flipkart.com, then DNS resolver check the IP and matches Asia rule, then it will returns the Singapore IP, then browser connects to Singapore server. Like this
Mm.
we can get the faster response. A user from Germany visits, then it will go to Europe region near IP, and it
Mm.
will returns to Frankfurt IP. Like this, we can solve the issue. Means
Yeah, this
configure.
is very good answers, and also you explain most of the things. Okay, and I just want to add some little more so that everyone can get some more details for this. Okay, just I want to mention like this GeoDNS is basically routing the traffic between our servers based on our geographical location. Means if we are present in India, then it will redirect or route the traffic based on India graphical region. If we have their configuration, like, okay, if we present in US and we configure US geographical region, people should take the response or receive the response from US itself, then it will give the redirect the traffic US people to US directly. Okay, this is based on geographical routing method, GeoDNS means, and GeoDNS will route the traffic on the application layer. You know already OSI layer, right? In that of a seventh layer or application layer, it is doing this routing methods. Okay, for best example for this GeoDNS of as an example, I can say you know Zoom meeting. Okay, it require, is there any single 10 or 100 millisecond latency also cause a lag. Okay, in that scenario we are using this GeoDNS basically, and there are some more CDN, some more like that also is there, but basically this GeoDNS using like Zoom meeting like that. Okay, we will go in the next interview questions like the scenario. We will explain this CDN, what is CDN and what is GeoDNS plus CDN things. Yeah, that's on my side. You can go with next question with here.
Okay. Next question will go with the Pradnya. So the question is, your media streaming service experience latency for user in South America. Would you use GeoDNS or Anycast for faster performance, and explain why? So this is related to media. Suppose you are working with the media related services and your client is complaining to you and facing the latency. So suppose you are client from the South America. So in this scenario, what exactly solution you are going to provide? You are going to use GeoDNS, or you are going to use Anycast, or you are going to combine both of them? How you are going to do, and what explain the reason behind that?
Okay, Sonali. So as it's a media streaming service, basically the customer is looking for, and facing users are facing the latency issues. So as a first point here, I think we can use for the faster delivery. So Anycast will be the preferable one. So considering, so why Anycast? So first of all, we need to reduce the latency. So the low latency requirement is there for the users. So while streaming, while users are trying to access and the media streaming, so we need to avoid the buffering for those users. So to avoid the buffering, again, the round trip time or the RTT, that should be minimal for those users. So if we use or if we go ahead with the Anycast solution, so as per this functionality, so the user traffic whichever is coming, so that will be redirected to the nearest 8 server or the point of presence, we can see, considering the Anycast or in the Azure, if we consider like the Azure CDN kind of a thing. So based on that, we can reduce and try to improve the user experience. And using the Anycast or the Azure CDN, so with using the nearest point of presence or the 8 server, it will the failover as well, it's fast as compared to the GeoDNS. So if let's suppose in the South America, as mentioned in the scenario, if one of the point of presence is down, or it's taking time, or it's down, then in the South America itself, the one another nearest, which will be the 8th server, to that the user request will be sent, and accordingly the fast failover happens, which will not impact to the users. So that's the one point. And again, if we consider the GeoDNS, then there the failover time is more as compared to the Anycast, in my opinion. And overall, using this Anycast will improve the user experience, and yeah, it will improve the user experience. So why Anycast, and in which case we can consider combining GeoDNS and Anycast. So if while this media streaming, if the client is having the requirement like specific geographical location, and the considering the like GDP or the data related compliance, like compliance requirements, if the customer is having, in that case the combination of GeoDNS and Anycast, that would be the most feasible solution. So yes, this is all as per my understanding for this scenario. So
Yeah, perfectly fine. Yeah, that is main thing we have to compare where to use GeoDNS and where to use Anycast. So if we can afford some of the downtime, then we can go for the GeoDNS, because when that is, suppose if disaster recovery happens, or if the server is goes down, to shift the traffic of that server to another server, there is some downtime is required. But if you talk about the Anycast, there is no downtime. It happens instantly. So that is the main advantage. And if you talk about the second point, so Anycast means there is no particular server. So if you talk about the GeoDNS, if you want to transfer that, suppose US East server, you want to transfer the traffic from the India, then it is possible. You can assign directly. But if you talk about the Anycast, there is no guarantee. Means we cannot handle that things manually. Here, most of the things is automatically. So Anycast, it will check the things, and whatever the faster server or latency is less. So depending on that things, it will assign the server automatically and give the IP. So that is the main things in this scenario. Yes. So we'll go ahead with the next scenario. Yes, Manoj?
Yeah, you can slide. You can give next question slide. Yeah, this question I will ask for Pradnya. Okay, hi Pradnya. The question is like, how would you use GeoDNS for a failover between east and west sites regions during the disaster recovery? Means in company, whenever we deploy any application, we deploying in a disaster recovery mode. Means if one application got failed, then our standby or backup site should be up and running. It should be served for that during that downtime. So how would you achieve this using GeoDNS?
Yeah, Rupa, you can answer the question.
Is this for Pradanya or me? Okay, sure. So in this case, I would configure the GeoDNS with the health check type, which are tied to each of the endpoints in both US West location and also US East location. So each region would host fully replicated environments, including the application servers, and the databases with cross-region replications, along with the object storage for S3 buckets. So the GeoDNS rules would direct the users to their nearest healthy regions based on the geography. And if the health check detects if the US East location is down, then the GeoDNS would reroute the traffic to US other healthy region within seconds. So this setup would ensure us very lower latency routing, along with which reduces also the disastrous recovery. And with minimal downtime, our application is up and running with minimal human intervention. So yeah, this is pretty much about my answer.
Yes, Rupashri. This is a good answer which you give. I want to give some more details. Like there are some couple of scenario is there for this disaster recovery. Okay, basically. So I am going to explain those scenario. In this, whatever we display this scenario, right? GeoDNS, there is one hidden point. Okay, basically, what is that means? Here we didn't mention what is our disaster recovery architecture, basically. Okay, because our whatever routing those things is there, right? It is everything based on our architecture of our application. Okay, if our application is a mission critical application, then we can't go with the GeoDNS. Okay, and because if our one single millisecond is also lost, then we will lost a huge things like million dollars we will lost. Okay, in that scenario we need to use a Anycast failover method. You already aware, as we aware now, this GeoDNS is based on our this geographical location. Okay, in this
Yes.
GeoDNS we are using a active passive disaster recovery. Means one is primary active, another one is a disaster recovery standby. But in the other way, if we use Anycast, there is active disaster recovery. Means both sides running. If anything goes down one side, then it will route the traffic into the second side. So everything is based on this architecture also. Whenever we need to explain or whenever we are discussing this GeoDNS related to disaster recovery, we need to make sure that architecture also, whether it is a active or active passive. Based on that one also, our approach of our giving solution also will change. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead with the next question to Sandeep. So Sandeep, the question is, your SaaS application has high latency for the user in Australia. How would you GeoDNS and CDN together improve the user experience? So you are working with the SaaS application. So by considering this scenario, can you explain the things?
Yes, yes. So let's take an example. Consider the SaaS application is hosted in US. The users in Australia are facing high latency due to the long physical distance between their locations and the origin server. So here we use GeoDNS routing. So what it does, the GeoDNS directs the user to the nearest register. Sorry, the GeoDNS users directs users to the nearest regional server based on their location. In our case, we have to deploy an additional server in a Sydney regions, in a like cloud AWS or Azure or GCP regions, and we can configure the GeoDNS. So the request from the Australian API ranges resolves to their Sydney regions. So instead of going to all the way to the US regions, so all the requests are resolved in Australia region. So what the results of GeoDNS is find the shortest network path and lower latency, so faster API responses in this using GeoDNS. So or we can use the CDN, content delivery network, for it for this also. So it stores the caches of the static contents like images or the videos in the edge locations close to the that users. So in our case, in cloud front or maybe Azure CDNs used to cache the assets of Australian edge locations, or a dynamic request still goes to the Sydney regional servers, but static files load from the CDN from this nearest edge location. So using CDN, what will be the results of faster page loading or reduce the bandwidth uses on the origin of the service. So, the combining of both the services, we optimize where the request goes to the closest regions, or using CDNs, we optimize how first contents will be delivered to the through the cache region. So, like that, we uh, handle this.
Okay, great. So you covered all the things, whatever the main important points is that. So that is we can use GeoDNS and CDN together to improve the experience. Suppose we can take one example. You have one server in Mumbai, and your traffic is coming from the Bangalore, Delhi, all over the things. So that is only one server. In that scenario, the nearby the places from the Mumbai, they will not face any latency issue, but far places they will face, and the users start complaining about that. So in that case, so that edge location, CDN, that things will help, and we have to configure the servers according to the locations also. So suppose there is a Bangalore region is there, or in Delhi. So nearby we have to configure some servers. So the traffic from that location we can redirect to the nearby server. So to solve this issue, so we can combine the GeoDNS and CDN together. So it will give the great experience to the users. So yes, we will move ahead for the next question. Yes, Manoj?
Yes, sure. Yeah. This question I will go through Saurabh. Yeah, hi Saurabh.
Hi.
And the questions like this: our organization need a DNS solution, whether that is Anycast or GeoDNS or Unicast. There are a hell lot of things. They need the solutions basically. Okay, what they required in their output or outcome, like that they direct the traffic. Uh, they direct the traffic based on their nearest AWS region. Okay, based on the latency. Means latency means the reaching those things only. And how would you configure route S3 latency based routing here?
Okay. So first we have to this route user to the nearest AWS region based on the latency. So
Yes.
I configure this route 53 with the latency based routing policy,
Mm.
and each region the hosting application would have its own record, and route 53 will measure the network latency to decide which region to serve. So this ensures each user to get the lowest possible response time. And also, this setup users are automatically connected to the AWS region with the lowest network delay for them, and making this app feel faster no matter where they are.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
If I can explain this one, DNS as solution, if we have the more traffic and we need to reach AWS region based on latency, I always prefer the GeoDNS plus a CDN. Okay, that is one big solution, because as we go with the definition, GeoDNS always work on the geographical location. Okay, so it is there is no means we are making them just go to this location. From if you come from this region, like geographical region, then you go to this data center. Okay, so it will improve the latency. There is very less latency, and it will improve the performance, and it will improve the user experience. Okay, means, and also if we okay with the latency, means if we delay some little seconds, but we can't do a like RPO, means recovery point of view, some like that, it will come. I just go through that one. A recovery point of object means if you environment goes down or crash loop back, then how long you will bring up that one. Okay, this is RPO. If you are application in that scenario, then I will prefer the Anycast. Okay, Every solution is based on their what is your required outcome and what is your application. Based on that one, everything will be there. So we need to go, means whenever we are going to explain this scenario with latency things, you need to explain that, like we need to explain like that, comparing with different routing technique, so that we can make sure others what is the drawbacks while using other routing technique, why your solution is best. Okay, whenever you giving the routing, so always we need to compare this routing between Anycast and GeoDNS. Okay, there we have GeoDNS with the CDN, Anycast with the CDN, both we have. Just compare those things. Okay, for this solution we can go with the GeoDNS plus CDN for reducing the latency. Okay, that is the things from my end.
Yes. So thank you so much. Manoj explained all the things in very detailed way. So thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Naresh, Saurabh, Sandeep, and Rupan, Pratnya. All of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sonali. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.